Shri 108 Baba Krishna Das Aghori. Today we mark the 10th year, the Dasham Punyatithi. 10 years since the physical frame was dropped. 10 years since the smoke of the final fire dissolved into the ether. But for the devotee, the Guru never leaves. He merely expands. He becomes the air we breathe. He becomes the ground we walk on. We gather to honor the paradox, the man who carried the name of the lover, Krishna, and the title of the destroyer, Aghori. Shri 108 Baba Krishna Das Aghori. The man who taught us that the sound of the flute and the crackle of the funeral pyre are the same song. Why Krishna Das and why Aghori? These two words do not usually sit together. Krishna is the color of the rain cloud. He is beauty. He is silk. He is the butter thief. Aghora is the color of ash. He is terror. He is bone. He is the ghost walker. You think they are different? You are a fool. Krishna danced on the hood of the snake Kalia. He danced on poison. Shiva dances in the cremation ground. He dances on death. Both of them dance on the things you fear. I am Krishna Das because I am a servant of the lover. I am Aghori because I know that true love burns everything else to ash. He was the bridge. He showed us that you do not have to be terrifying to be an Aghori. You do not have to scream. You can be as soft as a flower, but as hard as a diamond inside. His madness was not the madness of chaos. It was the madness of love. Before he was 108, he was a boy. But the world of men never fit him. It was like wearing clothes that were too tight. While other children played with toys, he played with silence. While others feared the dark, he walked into it. He left home young. The call of the river Narmada is a hook in the soul. Once it catches you, you cannot swim away. He walked, he starved, he slept on stones, he met the Naga Babas, he met the Kapalikas. They offered him powers, siddhis. We can teach you to fly, one said. We can teach you to turn lead to gold, another said. If I fly, I am still a bird in the sky. If I make gold, I am still a merchant. I do not want to become something, I want to become nothing. Teach me how to die while I am alive. And so he found the smashan, the cremation ground, not to perform black magic, but to perform the ultimate white magic, the transformation of fear into bliss. The core of his teaching was samadrishti, equal vision. One day, a wealthy merchant came to him. The merchant brought expensive sweets, perfumes and garlands. He covered his nose with a handkerchief because of the smell of the burning ground. Why do you cover your nose, Sethji? Baba, the smell, it is impure. It is death. Impure? He picks up the rose. This flower, it smells sweet, yes? Yes, Baba. Give it 3 days, it will rot. It will smell like garbage. This body of yours, today it smells of expensive perfume. Give it 50 years, it will smell worse than this fire. If you love the flower but hate the rot, you do not know God. You only know your own preferences. Baba took the rose and threw it into the fire. Then he took a pinch of ash from the dead body and put it on the merchant's forehead. Now you are pure, because now you wear the truth. The Aghori does not love filth. The Aghori simply refuses to see anything as separate from God. If Krishna is everywhere, is he not in the rot? Is he not in the bone? Find him there and you will never lose him again. The miracle of no miracle. People came for miracles. They always do. Heal my leg, fix my business, make my son pass his exam. Baba Krishna Das would often throw stones at them. He would shout, I am not a vending machine, go to the temple. But for the sincere ones, the ones who wanted the truth, he performed the silent miracle. Baba, my mind is a storm. I meditate, but I only hear noise. I want peace. You want peace? Peace is for the dead. You are alive. The storm is Shakti. The storm is energy. Why do you fight it? You are trying to build a dam against the river. Break the dam. How? By loving the noise. When the dog barks, hear the mantra. When the truck honks, hear the conch shell. When the mind screams, hear the call of Bhairav. Stop fighting. An Aghori never fights. An Aghori accepts. Total, radical acceptance.
The disciple sat. He stopped fighting his thoughts. And in that instant of surrender, the Shaktipata happened. The energy of the Baba flowed into him like a waterfall. The storm didn't stop, but the disciple became the sky that holds the storm. The hungry guest, the Duni. If you stayed with Baba Krishna Das, You learned one rule quickly. The fire is not a thing. The fire is a person. To the Aghori, the Duni is the living mouth of the Guru. It is the celestial postman. Whatever you put into it is delivered instantly to the other side. Baba did not sleep much. He spent his nights feeding the guest. Eat, Maharaj. You are hungry tonight. The world is cold, but you are warm. Eat. One night, a student asked him about the ash. Why smear the body with the residue of the fire? This ash, this is vibhuti. It is the ultimate truth of the universe. Wood enters the fire. It screams, it crackles, it resists. It holds on to its shape. I am wood, it says. I am hard, I am strong. But the fire says, hush now, let go. And finally, the wood surrenders. It becomes white, soft, pure ash. It has no shape. It has no weight. It is free. I wear the ash to remind myself, don't be the wood, be the ash. He taught us that we must throw our I into the Duni. Every stick of wood represents a desire. Swaha goes the lust. Swaha goes the anger. Swaha goes the fear of death, until only the fire remains. The divine madness, avadut. The world calls them madmen, pagals, but in the spiritual dictionary there is a word for this state, avadut, one who has shaken off the obligations of the world. Baba Krishna Das would sometimes cry for hours without reason. Sometimes he would dance in the rain like a child. Sometimes he would sit like a stone for 3 days. To the logical mind, this was insanity. To the devotee, it was the play of consciousness. You think I am mad because I talk to the dog. I see Bhairav in the dog. I see the guardian. You talk to your boss who cheats you. You talk to your neighbor who lies to you, and you call that sanity. I speak only to the truth. Sometimes the truth wears a suit. Sometimes the truth has 4 legs and a tail. What do I care about the costume? He walked the line between the terrifying and the tender. He would scream at a politician who came for a blessing. Get out! You steal from the poor and come here for peace? There is no peace for thieves. But 10 minutes later, he would weep holding the hand of a leper, washing the man's wounds with his own water pot. He saw Krishna in the leper. He saw the demon Kamsa in the politician. His eyes had no filters. He saw the naked soul. The flute in the graveyard. This was the mystery of Baba Krishna Das. Most Aghoris chant Om Namah Shivaya, or the fierce mantras of Kali, and Baba did those too, but at the deepest hour of the night, he would sing for Sham. He Govinda, He Gopala, the fire is burning my body, but your name is cooling my soul. He explained it once to a Vaishnava priest who was confused to see a Krishna Bhakt sitting on a skull. Oh Panditji, where do you think Krishna lives? Only in the marble temple? When the gopis searched for Krishna in the dark forest of Vrindavan, they were terrified. It was dark, there were thorns, but they kept walking because they heard the flute. This world, this samsara, is the dark forest. This smashan is the darkness. But if you listen, if you really listen, the flute is playing right here. Shiva is the silence. Krishna is the music inside the silence. I sit on the skull to conquer the fear so I can hear the music clearly. This was his Maha Mantra, to be fearless like Shiva so you can be loving like Krishna, the Aghor Bhakti. The preparation, the final year. Baba is older now. His movements are slower. He spends more time looking at the sky. As the 10th year approached, the year he would leave us, the signs began. An Aghori knows his checkout time. He does not pack his bags in a panic. He packs them with grace. He stopped eating grain. He lived only on tea and the smoke of the Duni. He began to give away his few possessions, a blanket to a beggar, his tongs to a young disciple, his water pot to the river. Baba, why are you emptying your bag? Because the train is coming, beta. You cannot carry luggage to the station where I am going. Where are you going? Smiling, pointing to his chest. I am going from here to here. I am moving from the house to the foundation. Do not cry when I go. If you cry, you insult my freedom. Celebrate. The bird is breaking the cage. He was teaching us the final lesson. Death is not a tragedy. Death is a graduation. The last satsang, the gathering. The date was set. The stars were aligned. Baba Krishna Das Agori sat in Padmasana, lotus posture, on his tiger skin. He had bathed in the Narmada one last time. He wore fresh ash. He looked younger that day. The wrinkles seemed to smooth out. His eyes, usually fierce and burning, were now pools of infinite cool water. He looked at his devotees. They were terrified. They were about to lose their father. Why do you look like you were at a funeral? I told you this is a wedding. The soul is the bride. The infinite is the bridegroom. Today is the Milan. If anyone cries, they are not my disciple. Sing, sing the name of Hari. Sing the name of Hara. Build a bridge of sound for me to walk on. And so they sang, with trembling voices at first, then with power. The kirtan rose into the sky. Hare Krishna, Om Namah Shivaya. The vibration shook the leaves of the trees. Baba sat in the center, swaying slightly. He was already detaching. He was untying the knots of the body, one by one. The secret of the breath, prana vidya. An agori does not die, he departs. For the ordinary man, death is a forceful eviction. The soul is kicked out of the house. For the yogi, death is walking out the front door with the keys in hand. Baba began the process of prana utkranti. He withdrew the life force from his toes, then his legs, then his stomach. The disciples watched in awe as his lower body turned cold, rigid as stone. Yet he was talking, smiling, giving final instructions. The earth element is gone. My legs are part of the mud now. The water element is drying. My blood is stopping. Now comes the fire. He placed his hand on his heart, the Anahata chakra. This is the hardest gate to pass. This is where love lives. This is where the attachment to the disciples lives. My children, I leave you here, but I do not leave you empty. I leave you the fire. Feed it. I leave you the name. Chant it. I take my love for you and I fuse it into the atmosphere. Whenever the wind touches your cheek, know that it is my hand. He closed the heart chakra. The chest stopped moving. He was surviving now only on the air in his throat, the Vishuddha. He was climbing the ladder of the spine, moving towards the exit. The cracking of the sky, Brahmarandra, the final moment, the Mahasamadhi. The yogi pushes the prana up into the brain, into the Sahasrara, the thousand-petaled lotus. This is the roof of the house, the Brahmarandra. The atmosphere in the ashram changed. The temperature dropped 10 degrees in a second. A sudden gust of wind, a whirlwind, swirled around the dhuni, whipping the ash into a spiral. One final roar, loud and clear. Jai Mahakal, Jai Shri Krishna. A sound was heard, a soft pop like a coconut cracking. It did not come from the fire. It came from his skull. The fontanelle had opened. The energy had burst through the crown. The body sat there, perfect, upright, like a statue carved of black marble and gray ash. But the bird had flown. The cage was open. Baba Krishna Das Agori had merged into the void. The aftermath, the presence. Panic threatened to set in, but then the miracle happened. No one cried. Instead of grief, a massive wave of bliss, ananda, washed over the crowd. It was intoxicating. People started laughing. They started hugging each other. They felt drunk on the energy he had released. I thought I would die of sadness, but when he left, I felt him more strongly than when he was alive. When he was in the body, he was only in one place. Now that he was out of the body, he was everywhere. He was in the fire. He was in the river. He was inside my own chest. They did not cremate him. An agori has already been burned by the fire of yoga. They placed his body in the earth, in the samadhi posture. They covered him with salt and flowers. They built a shrine over him. But the real shrine was not the stone structure. The real shrine was the silence he left behind. 10 years later, we stand here today, and if you close your eyes, you can still hear the flute.
Please share, comment, like, and subscribe.